Picture a morning before supermarkets existed. Streets lined with carts, doorways bustling with small fires, and neighbors calling out the day's harvest. Long before fluorescent aisles and barcodes, communities fed themselves through intimate local systems networks woven from farmers, fishers, bakers, and families. These were not primitive stopgaps, but sophisticated webs of food production, distribution, and culture that sustained millions. In medieval towns, for example, markets were the heartbeat. Twice-weekly markets and annual fairs drew producers from miles around. A baker in town might trade bread for a butcher's salt pork, while a farmer sold grain and bought dairy and vegetables. Collective regulations, guilds, and common rights governed quality, price, and access. The result was resilience. Food moved where it was needed, and communities shared responsibility for supply. Beyond markets, commons and communal lands played a vital role. Villagers grazed animals, gathered firewood, and foraged together on shared land. This was not charity, but a managed ecosystem. Rules restricted overuse, seasonal norms preserved resources, and local knowledge guided consumption. Coastal communities relied on seasonal fishing rights and salt preservation, while mountain valleys perfected drying and cellaring to endure long winters. Urban neighborhoods developed their own systems: door-to-door vendors, cooperative bakeries, and communal kitchens. In many cultures, women's networks exchanged preserved goods, recipes, and labor, an invisible infrastructure that kept households nourished. Festivals and religious calendars also synchronized production and storage, ensuring food security across the year. These historical practices teach modern lessons. Localized supply chains reduce vulnerability to distant disruptions. Diverse food sourcing, mixing farms, gardens, wild foods, and small producers, builds resilience. Community rules and shared stewardship can prevent overexploitation. And perhaps most important, food systems rooted in social ties encourage mutual aid and responsibility. As we binge on convenience, remembering these older patterns offers practical guidance. Invest in local producers, support cooperative models, and rebuild the social ties that turn food into more than a commodity. Communities fed themselves long before supermarkets. Perhaps it's time we relearn some of their wisdom.